Look at your hand. That glowing screen is a harvesting machine, and your attention is the raw material. It was engineered to extract your time and convert it into ad revenue. The average person taps, swipes, or touches their phone 2,617 times a day. Many of the engineers who coded the architecture of this digital world are now aggressively disconnecting. The developers who created the Facebook like button and the pull to refresh feed are buying new devices and setting up parental controls to lock themselves out of their own apps. These industry insiders are abiding by a cardinal rule of the drug trade: never get high on your own supply. Their personal fear is the most direct evidence we have of the psychological danger built into the products they sold us. In 1948, Harvard psychologist B.F. Skinner conducted a series of behavioral experiments using a concept called a variable ratio schedule. Skinner found that if a pigeon received food every time it pressed a lever, it acted normally. But when he dropped food at random intervals, the bird became obsessed, pressing the lever hundreds of times an hour, manic for the next hit. Silicon Valley digitized this exploit. On one side, Skinner's lever delivers random food. On the other, a digital feed delivers variable notifications. Every time you pull to refresh, you pull a slot machine lever. You don't know what you'll get. That uncertainty makes the action compulsive. Your feed is not a service providing information. It is a mechanism that exploits biological suspense to force a physical repetition. Designers originally tested subtle blue icons for notifications, but they were too easy to ignore. They switched to red because it is a trigger color, an evolutionary alarm signal that humans feel an instinctive need to clear. To keep users from logging off, designers removed the stop cues that defined the early web, replacing them with the infinite scroll. By making the feed bottomless, they paralyzed the brain's ability to self-regulate. These design choices are tied directly to venture capital. To keep stock prices up, tech companies must maximize time in-app, turning human attention into a quantifiable metric for growth. This creates a business model based on dependency. Former industry insiders describe the process of quitting social media as being remarkably similar to quitting cigarettes. User interfaces are not built for your convenience. They are engineered as behavioral cocaine, designed to hook users to inflate corporate valuations. The damage is measurable. Studies show that the mere physical presence of a smartphone diminishes cognitive capacity, even when the device is turned off. The attention economy is structurally biased toward outrage. Because anger is more effective at holding attention than nuance, the algorithms favor high-arousal content that privileges our impulses over our logic. This dynamic inevitably shaped the Brexit campaign. When a digital system is set up to promote the most sensational content, politics becomes less about reasoned debate and more about which side can trigger the most intense emotional reaction. As these platforms habituate us to a perpetual state of outrage, they chip away at the focus required for self-governance. When an entire electorate is constantly nudged toward their most impulsive reactions, the concept of a collective, rational choice becomes harder to maintain. Leaked data from within major platforms shows they can identify exactly when teenagers feel worthless or insecure. These moments are then used to time dopamine triggers, exploiting emotional vulnerability when it is at its peak. We are entering an era of predictive procurement, where AI agents map our psychological weaknesses to predict our spending and voting behavior before we can consciously process our own decisions. Algorithms process millions of interactions per second, targeting biological vulnerabilities that we are too slow to control. Against machine speed, our emotional responses are transparent and predictable. The internet has evolved into an automated trading floor where your reactions are the primary commodity. Every second you spend scrolling is a second of your life converted into someone else's revenue. Human time is the only non-renewable resource we have. To win a rigged game, you have to refuse to play. Introduce noise into the signal. Subscribe to the Shadow Files and take your attention back.